Hi, I'm Tara from Foothills Midwifery. I'm going to show you how to set up an inflatable birth pool today. If you have questions, leave them in the comments box and I'll get back to you. And this video is going to be captioned, so if you have somebody laboring in the background, you can turn off the sound. Here we go. Alright, so here's all the supplies that you're going to need for your birth pool, for your inflatable birth pool. This pool is an Oasis Elite birth pool. There are lots of different inflatable birth pools. The ones that I use most frequently are the Oasis, the birth pool in a box, and sometimes my La Bassine birth pool. The other supplies that you're going to need: a liner, a disposable liner, so that you can throw away anything that gets contained into the birth pool. That's what keeps it clean and sanitary from person to person. You're also going to need an air pump to fill up the pool. It's ideal if your air pump has multiple nozzle sizes, because sometimes your birth pool is going to have different size air holes to fill. You're going to need a hose to fill up your birth pool. It's ideal if you get a hose that has no lead in it, so a drinking safe hose. And depending on the length, you want somewhere between 25 feet and 100 feet, depending on how far you have to get to your water source. It's also a good idea to have a washcloth and some sort of a hair tie or a zip tie to put over the end of your hose, as most hot water tanks are going to have some sort of sediment in the bottom of them, and most people don't drain their hot water tank completely into a pool. So you'll notice that if you fill the pool, there's often some sediment in the bottom of your pool, or the pool might look orange. In order to prevent that from happening, you cover the end of your hose, tie it with a hair tie or a zip tie, and it'll catch most of that sediment and make sure that your water stays clean in your birth pool. Both the birth pool in a box and this Oasis Elite have a filling chamber that allows you to only fill in air and doesn't let air escape. If you pull the whole nozzle out, then you'll be able to release air, but if you just undo the very front of the nozzle, then you can let air in without it getting out. I'm going to use my small nozzle for this one. Now you're going to need your liner. When you put your liner in, you're going to drape it all the way on the inside, and then you're going to pull the edges down as far onto the pool as you can. It's going to be a pretty tight fit. Okay, a couple other tips. Where you put your birth pool matters for a couple of reasons. One is because wherever you put it, you want your care provider to be able to have access to you. Even if you plan on having a really hands-off birth, it's nice if your care provider has access to wherever you're delivering, so you don't need to move to them. They can move to you in case they're listening to baby or helping your baby be born. Another consideration is where we're going to drain the birth pool. Whether that's you or your midwife or another person who's going to be draining the pool, they have to have access to a drain source. I usually drain into a toilet, a sink, or a bathtub, or sometimes out of a window or a door, depending on what's close and what's easy and what's going to be comfortable for the client. When you go to fill your birth pool, the nozzle size on a standard garden hose, even the drinking safe ones, fit into the back side of the washing machine. So if you unscrew the braided hoses where your water source is coming from, make sure you turn that nozzle off first. But when you unscrew that, the back side will fit right into that water source. I have people turn up their hot water tanks as hot as they will go, because most 50-gallon hot water tanks will fill up this pool, and then you'll have even more to go. So you'll want to make sure that you have plenty of hot water, and it's much easier to cool down a birth pool rather than trying to heat one up, especially if you're doing so in a hurry. When it's time to deflate your tub from air, it's actually really easy to use that same inflator that you used. You just take the nozzle off and put it on the other side of your air pump. you can release the air here, but you can also insert this air pump and take all the air out, and it will deflate a lot faster. First, you're going to want to take out all of the dirty water from your pool. I usually use a dirty pump or a pond pump to do that, which are on Amazon. And then I take this liner and gather it all up once the water is gone and throw it into the garbage. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great birth.